Hey guys, ready?
Yes, I'm just sitting here.
Okay. Hey guys, welcome to the channel. If you're new around here, make sure to hit that subscribe button to follow our adventures. My name is Trevor, this is Anna, and we are the Delightful Travelers.
We are constantly asked lots of travel questions. So we put a call out, we asked you, what do you really want to know from us? And you sent us your questions, so we're gonna answer them.
Let's go.
So to start things out, Slovenian Girl Abroad on Instagram, she sent us a whole bunch of questions, really good questions, so let's start with that. Her first question was, what is your favorite thing about traveling?
Maybe we should have talked about this first. Favorite thing about traveling? Wow, that's a tough one. You wanna go first?
Sure. Okay, so for me, one of my favorite things probably is just living life very much day to day, not really looking forward that much, just like very much living in the moment, and I love that.
Yeah, one of our favorite things to do is when we're exploring a new place is to kind of get lost in the city a little bit, or the town, or wherever we are, just enough to still know where we are, but just enough to find amazing things in that location.
Second question, what is your favorite place, country you have ever visited and why? It's so hard to pick, but if we did have to pick one.
Just one?
Just one?
What, do you want to do like count to three and say it and see if it's the same?
Sure. We did it last time, I think.
Did we?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, let's do it again.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, Croatia.
Why? It's lovely cities, really great people. The beaches are unbelievable, and we love beaches. We love all the little islands there.
Yep.
The food is fantastic. Like, you just can't go wrong.
Yeah, and there's even mountains. So you just put all that together on the Adriatic Sea. Croatia.
What is the most overrated city you've ever been to? Ooh, that's a hard one.
Ooh. You know, I'd have to say, and some of you guys are not gonna like, maybe Paris?
That's what I was gonna say. And that's not to say that I don't like Paris.
Yeah.
It just wasn't quite what we expected it to be.
Right, so it doesn't mean we've been back to Paris a couple times now, and we like it a lot. It's just expectations going in versus reality, you know.
And I think as like the next time we go to Paris, we probably need to find more neighborhoods that are a little farther out and just explore them.
Yeah.
We probably enjoy that more.
What was the name of that neighborhood in Paris that we did really like?
Le Marais.
Right.
What is your worst travel experience? It's usually with flights, I would say.
Yeah, flights are always like, yeah, definitely flights.
Yeah.
Travel days. Yeah, they just can be. We had a couple on this last adventure when we went down to Colombia that it was supposed to be like an hour flight basically, and it took 12 to 14 hours of just pure chaos.
What was your first trip abroad? So since we're from North America, I guess that means like going somewhere nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was the same for both together, right?
Yeah, we went to Cuba in 2005. We were,
Is that
yeah.
abroad?
Why wouldn't that count?
I don't know, I sort of think of it as like going, okay, if we're talking about like going across the pond or something like that.
Right, I guess.
Then that was also together, and it was Prague and Paris. Okay, so her next question was, where did you catch the travel bug? So I'd say it's probably sort of different for both of us, because when I was in university, went on this huge rail trip around North America. It took like 11 weeks. It was amazing, and I just fell in love with traveling then. When we met, you hadn't done much traveling.
Yeah, not that much.
Started.
I mean, I traveled, but not nearly as much as Anna did. And then I think, you know, when we did that first big trip together, and then probably a few years later, did our next trip, and from there it was, well, you know the rest of the story.
Yeah. Next question. Why did you start vlogging, and what equipment do you use?
So the reason we started vlogging, we thought about it before. We've probably been at it now for a couple of years. But it was just memories. It was just nice to have some videos that we made, and we can go back and you can go back and watch your trips, and you have them on film. It's amazing. You know,
I think it was more for ourselves in the beginning.
Yeah, and at the time, anyway, where Anna worked was a local newspaper here in our city. Saw like a packing video we did. And then they basically asked if we wanted to film our adventure over to Europe, and we said yes, but we didn't really know how to edit properly, like at all. but we just said yes and we just jumped into it, and it forced us to kind of learn. So it was very much a crash course, but here we are and we're having a blast doing it.
Yeah, and equipment, so the main thing is what we're using right now is our Canon G7X.
Yeah, the Canon G7X for vlogging is by far our go-to camera. We thought about getting a bigger camera with a big lens, and a lot of vloggers have that, but we like being a little more discreet with this. This camera's small, it's like a point and shoot. And it has this flip screen where you can see yourself, so it's just amazing.
Okay, new person, Shafeen asked, my question is, how do you stay organized with traveling, content creation, and other responsibilities and obligations? I sometimes find it difficult juggling everything. I know she has a great Instagram account, so she's probably also trying to stay organized with that stuff and his photos and everything. So.
Yeah. And by the way, everybody that's asking questions, most of them came in through Instagram, so we're gonna link everybody's account down below, just in case you want to check them out. We have a schedule for the photos, we just haven't been following it as much as we used to. So we used to post on Sundays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And then in between the other days, we'd usually sprinkle in some blog posts, or maybe put a photo on Facebook or something like that. Do some things on Twitter. Sundays always when we put out the videos, as you guys know. So we kind of plan the week around those 3 days for photos and the 1 day on Sunday for videos, and everything else that we're gonna do we put in between those days. So we try to have something every day.
We actually use an app called Wunderlist.
Yeah.
And we divide everything up by like our clients and then by delightful travelers.
Yep.
And in there it's like broken down by like the vlogs we have to do, any partnerships we have with hotels, and like what responsibilities we have with them. And then you can kind of just check it off as you do it, and it goes away and you don't have to worry about it anymore. So it's a great way to stay organized.
So to give you an example, let's say we've collaborated with a bunch of hotels recently on the trip we were just on, and we know we have to post, let's say 3 photos over the course of a couple months and mention them. We'll put it in Wunderlist, and we can set reminders and we'll just check them off as we do it. So little tools like that help for sure. That's a great little tip.
Next question is from Travelin' Red. Do you guys have a drone? If so, what do you use?
We do. Yeah, so we have a DJI Spark, and the Spark is the little tiny guy. He basically fits in the palm of your hand, and there's a couple reasons we wanted to get that drone. It was just small, and when we travel, we only do carry-ons. We never check bags, like never, ever check bags. So the drone had to be small enough to fit in our bag. So we thought about the Mavic Pro, just a little bigger, but then we did a lot of research.
The case was big too.
The case was bigger. It does fold up, but we did a lot of research, and the quality is better on the Mavic, there's no doubt about it, but to just the regular person, you'd never be able to tell. And then, all the editing that you can do in post. So, we do all our Instagram photos in Lightroom. So if I just take, the photo from the drone into Lightroom, I can do wonders in there. And the same goes for video. So, I can't say enough good things about the DJI Spark. And this is not sponsored, and they don't pay us. Yeah. But you should, DJI, call us.
Okay, next question is from Rose. How do you decide where to go and when in what order? In other words, how do you prioritize what you want to do in the immediate future and what can wait? Thanks. So we have like a list of places that are like our top priorities.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's not like it's a giant list. I mean, let's face it, we kind of want to go everywhere in the world. But right now, the next 2 places that we're going to be going, one of them specifically, we're wanting to go there for a very long time. And maybe later this year, we're talking about going to Southeast Asia. I just think we're due to get down there. But where specifically, we don't know. But right now, those are probably the big ones.
Yeah.
We will tell you soon about where we're going next. We're actually going in about, I think, like 2 weeks. So maybe in our next video, we're gonna take you guys through our itinerary, because it'll be a lot more fun for you.
Yes. But just to go a little bit farther into that, so we usually have like a top 3, top 4 places that we really like in the immediate future want to get to. We just are always looking at flights. And the moment we get a notification that from our city we can get, to Europe or wherever really cheaply, we'll jump on that. So it all depends on that. If flights are too expensive, we'll go somewhere else.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I feel like we've changed on a few trips now. We were supposed to go to one place, but we ended up starting somewhere else because the flight was just a lot cheaper.
Dan asks, would love to hear what your day job is and how the heck it allows you both to crush all those cool travel spots and do all the great videos. Thanks, Dan.
Yeah, it's like the ultimate question. I mean, people wonder what we do all the time, and we're certainly not the only ones. I mean, I guess the modern term now for it is digital nomads. Just we're a little bit different because we have a place. Like we're in our condo right now in Halifax, and we're back in our city. But what we do is we're here for a little bit, and then we go away, you know, for a couple months at a time. So what's a digital nomad? I mean, essentially, it's just people that just, you know, you can work on the internet, do business on the internet, and make money that way. You don't need to be face to face. Let's say you can be anywhere. Specifically what we do is we run a web design company.
Yep.
So we do a lot more than that. I mean, that's the easiest thing to say is web design. But while we travel, we've said this before, we work the whole time. We don't film any of that, so because it'd be really boring.
Really boring, yeah.
You guys don't want to see me like coding HTML and CSS. No, you don't. So yeah, and I think anybody can do it. It's just that commitment of, you know, you're gonna leave your full-time comfy job, but there are ways out there to make money. Maybe one of these days we'll make a video or something on how you can make money online, and not just how we do, but some ideas we could give to you guys. Let us know if you what you think about that.
Okay, so last question comes from Alexandra. She wants to know, what are your best tips for starting a YouTube and or Instagram following? That's so tough.
It's tough.
It's hard. It's all about having consistently good photos, have a theme. Yeah. That's really important, because sometimes you'll see somebody that has on their Instagram, say one day it's a picture of their food, and then the next day it's a selfie, and then the next it's of the buildings down the street. There's not really like a theme going throughout the photos. It's just kind of a mishmash. Probably try to stay away from that, because people just, you know, when they look at it, they want to see something that stands out immediately.
And they know what to expect. So, you know, odds are, if you guys follow us on Instagram, you know our next photo is probably going to have some blue in it. It's probably going to be a nice looking landscape. So that's just our thing. So you got to kind of get your own thing, find your own niche, and just keep putting it out there. As far as little things you can do, definitely comment on as many other photos and like other photos as you can. You just show up in more places, so people are going to find you by default.
Yeah, that takes a lot of time, but it does pay off.
Yeah. Some of the same things apply to YouTube. So we try to consistently put out a video every Sunday so that people know exactly when the videos are gonna show up. The theme of our videos are kind of the same. It's some of us like having fun, but we do try to be informative and fill you guys in on some information in case you ever can't get to the city, or in case you can get to the city.
And you want to know more.
Or location.
Yeah.
So I think just by doing that, like, people know what to expect from our videos every week. And then other than that, it's just, you know, we're still learning editing all the time, but trying to put out the best content you possibly can. I mean, sometimes I spend a few extra hours editing the video just so it's that much better, and usually those are the ones that do better. So you never know.
Good advice. So that is it for the questions. Thank you so much to everyone that sent them in. If you didn't get your question answered, that probably means you didn't send it to us, or we missed it, and I'm sorry if that's the case. You should be following us on everything. Instagram, obviously, a really big one, and we also do stories while we're traveling, so it's the best way to keep up with us.
Actually, people on Instagram, especially the ones watching our Instagram stories, already know where we're going soon.
They do.
So maybe go to our Instagram. It's down below.
We're also on Twitter and Facebook and all that stuff.
Yeah, we'll put up some links so you can find us on other platforms, but by far the biggest is Instagram for us. We use it a lot, and YouTube as well, I'd say, are probably.
But that's where you're finding us.
The big
ones. You should know that already.
So guys, as we already said, next week we're going to be telling you where we are going next. It's going to be so exciting. We can't wait.
We're super excited.
If you have any other questions, just leave them in the comments below, because we answer comments all the time. We'll be happy to answer more. And we'll be happy to do another one of these eventually. We were long overdue. People ask us questions all the time. And like Anna said, if we didn't get to your question or we couldn't find it, we will in another video.
All right, guys, that's it.
From Halifax in our condo, wishing you delightful travels.
See you soon.